I kind of live by saying if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. So hate away, you know?
What up, everybody? We know it's been a while, but we're cooking things low and slow, and we got some deliciousness coming up. And I like to live my life by one fucking saying. If you don't have haters, you're not popping. And, well, I feel like we've been popping. But we're trying to make things better for everybody. So this thing is perfect. But in the meantime, you still got us, your boys, Riley Puddin Peters, and defensive backs quality control coach from Louisiana Tech University, Dr. Preston Rowe. And it is the Trash Talk Tailgate.
And he scores on the last play of the game. Touchdown! They'll talk about that ball. Becomes a nation forever.
Are you ready?
Riley Peters. You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
Preston Rowe.
One of the best young coaches in college football.
It's the Trash Talk Tailgate.
Strong right slot, Z right. Spider 2Y banana seal. You're going to call it like it's your favorite play you've ever gotten in your life.
Dr. Preston, it's been a little bit of time. The off season's the off season.
Yes.
Shit happens, man. I'm in the middle of a move. Yeah, I'm in the middle of the move. Executive producer EP Jazzy Jasper Green's in the middle of a move, and
Yeah.
you're fucking doing whatever you're doing.
Vacation.
Yeah, the little that you get, but yeah, man, we're back though. It's time. It is time. We've missed a lot, man. If you ask Peyton Manning, he would tell you that quarterback is his favorite position. And that makes Austin Eckler very sad, especially when the Chargers decide to cut Justin Herbert a fat contract instead of him.
Justin Herbert, while we were gone, there's been a lot that's happened. But Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers agreed to a new 5-year, $262.5 million extension through 2029. It has $133.7 million guaranteed, which the contract itself makes him the highest paid player in NFL history. But really, all that matters is the guaranteed money, as we all know. So, yeah, and it's just kind of funny because this happened right after Austin Eckler, the Chargers' star running back, decided, hey, you know what? I want to get paid. And the Chargers said, ha, okay.
Yeah, we have a quarterback to pay.
Yeah.
We got to keep him up.
Fuck you, Austin Eckler. We're going to pay Justin Herbert. A guy who, Riley, I don't know if you know this, Justin Herbert is 25-24 as a starter.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of, it's the Chargers. They always find ways to charge her, But,
Which that feels weird, though, because, like, hasn't he made the playoff 2 years?
No, he's 0-1. His only playoff game was
this year. Okay.
Comeback. Yeah.
I thought he made it his first year too. But I guess that was a narrow. That was a narrow.
They always find new and exciting ways to miss the playoffs in just extraordinary fashion.
Yeah. It's crazy because that team just on paper always seems so good. But
they do.
I think we should just go back to the one thing with Austin Eckler. It's like, when he was a member of my fantasy team and I won the championship riding his goddamn coattails. So there's one thing about that is he's a goddamn workhorse.
Yep.
Justin Herbert's not bad, the young gunslinger, He wants to be touchdown Jesus. Yeah, man. There's just a thing going around the league, and it was spearheaded by Austin Eckler. And it's the movement that running backs are being underpaid, or that they're not being respected for the position that it is.
Yeah.
And I know we've all seen this. What are some of your opinions on the running backs and their respect level right now in the league?
Well, it's weird for me, dude, because I don't know if you agree with this, but I feel like when we were growing up, dude, running back was a glamour position. Like everyone wanted to be the running back.
Yeah,
Because we grew up in a time of LaDainian Tomlinson, Marshall Faulk, Adrian Peterson, Sean Alexander, Larry Johnson, Clinton Portis for you. Like,
yeah,
just we grew up in a great time to be alive for running backs. And it's kind of like the last, I'd say, like the golden era, like the last golden era of running backs. And they were glamour positions. And I go back and forth on this because I feel like it's a no-win situation for anyone because unless you're just an anomaly at the position, once you hit a certain age, your production does drop off, and
yeah,
typically that's before like if you're a first-round running back in your first 5 years, your production will dip after that. Historically, like most running backs do that. So why would a team pay a fat huge contract to a declining player?
yeah.
Like I understand it, but at the same time, they are workhorses. They what's the word?
I mean, so I get so the thing
Yeah.
about the running back position is, and especially if you're on a team where you probably would get a contract, which is a team that probably runs the ball a lot, that means
Yep.
you are coming into contact with another person a lot of times in the game. And every time
Yeah.
you come into contact with a person in the game of football, you are risking the chance of serious injuries that could take you out for a year, hopefully less, but potentially up to a year. And it gets more and more common as the game develops that it is those kinds of injuries.
Yeah.
And so that's the problem with the running back position, at least monetarily wise. We've seen it happen. I think the thing that we witnessed that really is affecting this conversation right now is like the early 2010s running back doom cage, where you get like guys like Le'Veon Bell who caught a fat contract and then just kind of fizzled out within 2 years. Like it was like 5-year contract, I think, and he just fizzled out in 2 years.
Ezekiel Elliott's another one.
Ezekiel Elliott's a big one that everyone's talking about right now. Another fat contract that just kind of, he got injured, just isn't the same runner that he was when he came into the league.
Yep.
And that has really, really affected the market. I mean, if you just look at straight value, quarterback is a more valuable position. If you have a decent quarterback and a good running back, at this point in time, it almost feels like you should just pay the decent quarterback. But I want to look at some numbers. This is Puddin's hashtag copious notes, folks. I've got the breakdowns. I'm going to start with quarterback because technically quarterback is like third on the list I'm looking at. And the list I'm looking at is highest paid positions by year, salary by year.
Okay.
So the highest paid position in the NFL is the left tackle, the blind side.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they average $8.95 million a year. Next is right tackles at 5.13. Now QB comes in at an even 5. The thing about that is it's because they have a lot of third string, even some teams fourth string guys, and so
That don't make anything.
Yeah. So that money just gets pulled down. So you have like the highest paid players in the league at that position, but you also have some of the lowest. So it balances out somewhere around $5 million. That's why. But then you get after that, it's free safety at pretty much $5 million, 4.98. Strong safety at 4.4. Inside linebacker 3.8. Outside 3.6. Edge 3. 2.2. Defensive tackle 3 even, guards 2.5, center 2.4, wide receiver 2.5, or sorry 2.2, place
That's
kickers.
the
Yeah,
wide receiver number kind of shocks me, to be honest.
high or low.
I figured it'd be a lot higher.
I think it's the same thing with quarterbacks though.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's a lot of fourth, fifth string wide receivers that aren't really making shit. Place kickers at 2, cornerbacks at 2 even, tight ends at 2 even, and then running backs 1.76 mil. The only position that are lower than running backs are punter and long snapper. And that's just something, because it is a glamour position. I still think it is a glamour position. Still, people still want to be the running back. It's one of those positions that you get your name called a whole lot.
Yeah.
But it's like being a child star, dude. You get your name called a whole lot. Everybody knows who you are. They see your face, but you don't really necessarily get money for that sometimes.
True.
I mean, and I think that shows kind of the glamour juxtaposition. Like the thing about those glamour positions as compared to like a left tackle, right? The highest paid position, and $9 million on average a year to be a left tackle. No one really knows many left tackles. You get a few that stand out, and usually that's personalities.
Yes.
Like Trent Williams, he's the silverback baby. He's an absolute personality. People know him. He's also one of the best. So there's that.
Andrew Thomas just got paid.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about paid. I'm talking about being known, like just publicly known.
Okay.
So no one really knows a left tackle, right? So they catch these big paychecks, and they stay anonymous. The running back, everyone knows, right? You get their name gets called a lot, you hear it a lot, you see them a lot. And the thing with that is that they also get like extra, like there's extra money, extra benefits, incentives that come outside of that straight contract that come with being that glamour position. Like those guys are more likely to get a Gatorade deal. Those guys are more likely to I don't know, get a free whatever from whoever,
Fair.
And so,
I didn't think about that, to be honest.
there's that, but I mean, I'm not justifying the contract shit with that. I'm just saying, like, that's kind of the double-edged spear of being one of those glamour positions. Like, quarterback is the only one where you get the compensation, like, on both sides. Everyone else, like, you kind of get one or the other, Like, you're either a bub or a fucking free safety that no one gives a shit about, but you catch a bigger contract, or you're one of those glamour guys. I mean, wide receivers, that's another glamour position. Cornerbacks, that's another glamour position. And both of those are like $2 million a year, kind of down there with them. But, there's just a lot more of a chance for you to get something else.
It's a good point. I never thought of it that way.
It just hit my mind, and I just was fucking rolling on it.
So, one of the things, talking about the running backs is Saquon Barkley, the Giants running back. He was allegedly in those Zoom calls at first with Austin Eckler, Josh Jacobs, Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott, all those running backs. He finally got a new deal with the Giants. It's 1 year, $11 million, and it can be up to $13 million with incentives. But dude, like I don't know if you've seen this, but supposedly the Giants had initially an offer of $13 million on the table, just straight up, and he declined it, and he never got really what he was asking for. And the Giants said, look, if you decline this deal, we're not putting it back on the table for you if you decide later, oh, that might have been a good deal for me. So Saquon actually lost out on some money. And fucking Alan Lazard makes more money than Saquon Barkley.
Oh, he lost out on money overall, but he did get more guaranteed money. We got to bring that.
Yeah.
You got to mention that because, like we said earlier, guaranteed money is the king. That is, I mean, a lot of guys that you see, this is something that you see across all positions right now. Guys are are risking, instead of a larger contract, I guess it's not even risking, they're pushing for the safe option, which is, maybe not necessarily as much earning potential, but guaranteed money at a higher rate. So you that's definitely something that we're seeing big right now, just in the league in general. Yeah, man.
But I mean, like, what do you think about that? Like, Daniel Jones just got paid this offseason. Daniel Jones, I don't think a lot of people have a lot of respect for Daniel Jones. And, Saquon, it felt like kind of got screwed over in that. So I understand why the running backs are so frustrated. I mean, dude, Saquon is that Giants offense. Let's be real.
Yeah, they're definitely better when he's good. There's no
Exactly.
doubt about it. It is what it is, but it's one of those things where it just does make sense. Like the league is a business, man. It's a business, and these guys are hinging away to not lose their money. And especially with a guy like Saquon, like he already has an injury history, and he's not. I mean, he's been in the league for a while, running back wise for sure, and like he definitely just did have a resurgence year, but he's definitely had some tough years.
Receiver. Like his value isn't just at running back; he's been a
Yeah, he's an
star
all
receiver.
out. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but it's still. I mean,
so,
even if he runs the ball, even if he catches the ball, like him being his value, honestly, that just kind of adds the argument with the more touches you have, the more chances of catastrophic injury you have.
that's true.
And that's the thing, is he gets so many touches. It's like you got to pay the man for being your offense, but you've also got to balance that with the risk of him touching the ball so many times. And like, what if he just catches one to the knee and it goes out backwards and everyone throws up watching their TV? Like, what if some fucking, every time you get the ball, that crazy shit, it sucks, but that's the game of football. Crazy shit like that is just there. It's right there. Every single fucking snap of football, a crazy injury is right there. It's right there. Just might, boom, there we go. Fucking Marshawn Lattimore's knee gets fucking destroyed on live TV. Fucking, like, Joe Theismann gets his fucking leg shattered. Fucking Alex Smith gets his fucking leg shattered. It's right there every fucking play. And the more times you touch the ball, the more likely it is to happen. So, economically, I can understand it. It does suck for the position. But also, Saquon Barkley, even if he gets hurt and leaves and can't play again, will still cut contract deals with probably Gatorade and Nike because he's a face. People love him.
Sure.
Yeah. But there's other faces that people love, and there's other knees that get blown out. That's for sure. Let's ask Jalen Ramsey, who was recently injured. He suffered a non-contact knee injury. He suffered a non-contact knee injury during training camp practice. It was I think a torn meniscus. I know it was the meniscus.
It was a torn meniscus.
So he he had surgery. He's already had surgery. It happened on the 28th. It is currently the 30th as of filming, and he had surgery already, which is crazy. And he's definitely out of he's almost out for the season.
So they're saying that it's going to be about 6 to 8 weeks to return and get back onto the field. The Dolphins, I've seen have said that right now initial reports are saying December, like late season, kind of late playoff push, into the playoffs. That's kind of when they hope to get him back. Back to full strength and back healthy. So that's a huge blow to the Dolphins, dude.
That's a fucking big blow. Good news is they went and shored up their CB room anyways, so hey.
I mean, they went and got Eli Apple to kind of replace Ramsey, at least for the time being. But dude, that's huge because I mean, it was a huge offseason move when the Dolphins went and got Jalen Ramsey from the Los Angeles Rams.
Angeles Ramses.
That's a huge reason why I was so high on the Dolphins. I was like, Vic Fangio, the new defensive coordinator there. They've got Xavier Howard. Just that secondary was really going to hold it down, and that's a massive blow because Ramsey might not be what he used to be in Jacksonville and earlier in his career, but he's still one of the top 5 corners in the league.
Yeah, he's an absolute island for sure, man. Like, yeah, you can't. And yeah, it's a big suck. It's a big suck, and it leaves the ultimate question when it comes to these injuries. If it is, I mean, even if it isn't, but if it is a December return, do you let him come back in December? If it's earlier, do you make him wait? I've been watching this with the Commanders, with Chase Young, like how they handled his knee injury, right?
RG3, how they handled his knee.
Well, okay, that's the worst example. I was actually going to use Chase Young as a good example.
Commanders, you always have to bring up the worst example.
That's fair, the worst example possible. But yeah, fucking RG3. Anyways, you don't want to RG3 him. That's for sure. No. But Chase Young, like what they did with him, I think, we'll see how it plays out this year. Obviously, the proof is in the pudding, and the pudding ain't been served yet. But I think making him sit longer than he needed and like really letting that shit recover before pushing him back out there, I think in the long term is really going to play out and be a good thing for them. And so, I with a guy that's, once again, it's the NFL. But with that being said, an aging superstar. He's not that old, but it's the NFL, Aging is your 30s. He's an aging superstar. You definitely, I think, got to let him sit. I don't think we should, unless best case scenario, which I think the best case scenario they're talking is like mid-season. And like, so even if it's that, like, even if he comes mid-season, like he's able to play, I still think you should wait. In that case, I think that's when we see him in December. If you make the playoffs, pull his ass out.
I mean, I don't know, dude. The Dolphins have a really bad history of just completely ignoring blatant injuries.
I mean,
with Tua.
They
almost fucking killed Tua last year.
That's why I'm worried. That's why I'm worried, man. Yeah, dude, the Dolphins are fucking, they might as well be like Civil War surgeons, dude. They just want to amputate and get you back out there. I swear to God, dude. That's crazy. On the better end of injury, I guess not better end, but like less harsh end of injury news, everyone in Cincinnati got their bleach shots ready the other day when Joe Burrow needed to get pulled off the field by a cart after going down with another non-contact injury.
Yes.
His is way better. It just looks like it's going to be a calf sprain.
They say several weeks.
Yeah,
they say he should be back by week 1. But he's done for camp. Like, his camp is over.
Yeah, which is good. I don't know
about that.
For him, I mean, like, I think he'll be fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he'll be fine.
I think it's good that they're canceling his camp if he already had an injury like this. He's not going to stop working. You're acting like he's going to spend his time fucking eating potato chips on a fucking couch. Like, he's going to go into intense rehab. He's still going to be throwing footballs. He's probably still going to be thrown to his wide receivers. But, like, he's just not going to be doing the organized team activity of camp, which is probably good. Let him rehab on his schedule.
Yeah, but to me, the bigger story, it's not really the injury. It's just that, so this is going to be Joe Burrow's 4th year in the league, and he's never had a full training camp, ever.
And he's a fucking absolute baller, dude.
Yeah, he is. I mean, dude, like, imagine how good he would be if he actually, had like 5 training camp practices with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Like, I mean, and dude, like, it showed last year because he had, he missed training camp last year, and the Bengals, they started out 0-2, and that would have been huge in the playoffs because if they would have went 2-0 in those games, they could have had home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and they wouldn't have had to go to Burrowhead, as they started to call it. That did not end well for them, but like, you see what I'm saying? Like, every game matters in that instance.
No, it does.
So,
and I will say though, you saw a lot of stuff on social media I saw a lot of stuff on social. Like he's been working all summer with these guys, and I think that says something. I think that's just why I'm not as worried. Like he spent the off season doing this, and like this is an unfortunate time, and I think you're right. If he had the fucking time, they would definitely be better. But they still put in the time.
They do.
So
did you see what the Bengals like official Twitter tweeted out or whatever it is now?
Oh, did you see what the action formerly known as tweeting did?
No, it isn't.
No, I don't know. I'm just making a joke.
I don't know. Yeah.
What was it? What did the tweet say?
So the Bengals official Twitter, they had to tweet this out. They said, Cincinnatians, please stop offering us your calves. It doesn't work that way.
Most of them are unused and undeveloped. We do not want to do that to our star quarterback. Thank you.
Yeah. Shit, man. That like when that news first broke, like if you read social media, all the Cincinnati fans were just like, "Well, we knew this was happening. We can't have nice things."
Pour me a shot of bleach and grab my toaster. I'm gonna take a bath. Oh man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. All right. Now moving on to positive news for me. Dan Snyder is officially out. Thank the Lord. He is freaking out of there, man. Get him out of here, bud. Gosh darn it. I don't want to see his face anymore. That's right, folks. The Washington Commanders are probably the Washington to be determined according to everything. They're now under the ownership of the Josh Harris Investing Group, which features the likes of Josh Harris, Magic Johnson, and a whole lot of Saudi Arabian money.
Blood money.
Yeah, man. Oil money, blood money. It's the same.
Blood money.
Texas tea, it's there. So yeah, no, the nation's capital is now funded with Saudi and Arabian oil. That's good to know. Makes me feel good.
Do you think they'll fund the Pentagon with it?
I think they might try for sure. Yeah, man, it's yeah, I'm excited as a Washington fan. This is the first thing that's happened in a long time to actually make me positive, like make me feel good.
Riley, what do you have to do, right?
We have to trust the process.
Hashtag trust the process.
We're here for it. There's some great stuff. I mean, I got to be honest. Like everything that's happened so far with the Josh Harris Investing Group, Josh Harris and Magic Johnson kind of being the faces, like everything that they've said and done so far has been cool. I'm excited. I hope it fucking happens. I'm so used to getting disappointed. I'm just expecting it at this point. But they took down the Dick's Sporting Goods display that is the Sean Taylor Memorial, and erecting a legit one. So fuck yeah, first day, get that shit out of there, break it and get it out.
Yes.
He, one of his first interviews after like the deal was official, everything was signed, like they're in control. One of his first interviews, someone asked him, do you like the Commander's name? Is that what we're going to stick with in this organization? And he replied, it's not important what I like. It's important what the fans like, and some other stuff. And then he ended it with, they don't like the name, which is so fucking true, dude. Who let Ron Rivera be the only one to pick the fucking name?
Just stick with football team at this point. Like that would be better than anything else.
Red Tails. I want the Red Tails so bad.
You wanted the Prime. Don't lie.
I mean, listen, I wanted the Washington Prime because Jeff Bezos was going to buy him, and that was fucking funny. But I will go back to when this thing knew, like when we knew that the Washington Redskins was done, right? And like they first started talking about what we would be. I wanted the Red Tails. It is everything that they wanted. It is. For those who don't know, the Red Tails is the name of the all-black fighter unit, the Tuskegee Airmen from World War II. They were called the Red Tails because of their planes. It nails every fucking check. You get diversity. You get military background, like patriotic, like something, that rouse the people up. It's got red in it, so we can keep our stuff HTTR. Like, I don't know, man. It just felt like such a good name. I know Red Wolves was also in there. If we were going to just go like straight, like military, the Admirals is always a better, like that. The Armada, like anything like that. Just the Commanders, the Washington Commanders feels like a team I would have made as a fucking 7-year-old playing Madden '08. Fucking being like, I'm gonna create my own team, and this is the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
Like
It's
fucking,
like one of those like generic Madden teams.
it really is. Like it sounds like the team that you make terrible so you can beat the shit out of them.
I mean, isn't that what they are though?
Yeah, and in real life, I guess. I don't know. It's sad. But yeah, so that's what it is. I mean, let's hope fucking good things are coming. I will trust the process, and if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna become a Jaguars fan.
You are a Jaguars fan. Don't lie to yourself.
I mean, I'm a Sunshine fan, but I'll fucking fully commit. I will fully trans team supporting and become a Jaguars fan.
But Riley, I have a question. So, is part of trusting the process is Josh Harris going to be able to get a 7-foot tall African man to win MVP of the NFL? Is that part of the process?
And we do need another a wide receiver to complement the battery that we have. I mean, the question is, if you got a 7-foot guy, like what position would he play in football? That's the better question.
That is the better question.
Depends on how big they are.
Yeah, depends on how athletic they are too.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd probably put him at safety just to
Yo, that'd be
fuck with
fucking
everyone.
terrible, dude. Jesus.
Yeah.
If he was fast enough, that'd be fucking crazy.
Not even not even strong safety. Just like I just want you playing fucking deep halves, bro. That's all you're doing. You're not coming downhill to fucking run the alley. Fuck no.
Mm.
No.
All right.
But Riley, here's the other question though.
Yeah.
So now that Dan Snyder's gone, who is your vote for worst owner in the NFL?
Dan Snyder.
Okay.
He's still my vote. He's still a fucking terrible person. I don't know, man. There's still the fact that he's still associated with the organization means that he's the worst owner ever. Like, the fact that I can't get his fucking name out of my ear and his taste out of my mouth, just like all those cheerleaders. Like, I just fucking, he's the worst. But Jim Irsay, just ask Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. There you go.
That's another running back who's not going to get the contract that he wanted, unless another team gives it to him, which is what he's looking for.
Yeah.
He's
I just find it hilarious how Jim Irsay, I don't know if you saw this. Jim Irsay was like shitting on the entire running back like movement. He's like, "Oh, well, they just need to be appreciative of what we do give them." And then, Jonathan Taylor spoke out about it, and Jim Irsay basically shit on him. So, shocked Pikachu face, Jonathan Taylor requests a trade. Jim Irsay, and then his response apparently was, "Oh, well, we treat our players better than anyone else in the NFL." This is the team that kicked their best player ever in franchise history, and Peyton Manning, out the back door. And then Peyton Manning, when offered to sign a 1-day contract to retire with them, he straight up refused.
Yeah.
And then they also, I don't like Andrew Luck, but they did give Andrew Luck traffic cones of offensive linemen and say, "Hey, fucking don't die. Try not to die."
Traffic cones for offense. That's a good one. That's a
cones.
fucking good one. Yeah, no, Jim Irsay is definitely one of the worst. Fucking wish the best for Jonathan Taylor. That's another. He was also one of my fan. That was my two running backs were Jonathan Taylor and Austin Eckler. It got a little sketchy there halfway through the season, but we were all right.
For me, It's also funny because part of the reason that they all said that they drafted Anthony Richardson Jr. at number 4 overall this year.
AR4, baby.
Yeah, AR4. Is because they wanted to use RPOs with Jonathan Taylor. They thought that would help him develop in that offense. And now you've just alienated and had your best player request a trade. So it'll be interesting to see how he develops without one of the best running backs in the league.
Yeah, I mean that's for sure. But the RPO system, you just need a running back, someone that can grab the ball and get 10 yards if it's there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't be better if you had Jonathan Taylor, but
It would be.
Yeah,
that.
no, it 1,000% would be, but still, I don't think it's going to be that detrimental to AR4. I think we have other things in his way. Speaking of other things in people's way, you ever had a car wash? You ever been to a car wash? You ever been to one at Northwestern University?
I have not been the one. I have no desire to go to a car wash at Northwestern University.
For those of you that don't know, recently Northwestern head coach Pat Fitzgerald was fired after a bunch of hazing allegations show up, including the car wash. Dr. Preston Rowe, you got to give him the breakdown of the car wash.
If you want the full breakdown, if you want the entire storyline, please just go watch the Northwestern car wash short that me and our executive producer Jasper created. It's we think it's fucking awesome, but the entire story is basically Pat Fitzgerald, the head coach at Northwestern. He was a player there. He is Northwestern football. Like, he is what Frank Beamer is to Virginia Tech, what Dabo Sweeney is to Clemson, what Bear Bryant and Nick Saban are to Alabama. Like, he is that entire football program. He built that program from nothing. And he was a player there. He's coached there for 17 years. Came out that all these awful sexually charged hazing allegations came out that Pat Fitzgerald allegedly knew about. One of them was the car wash. And what the car wash is in a locker room you have showers. And what the upperclassmen would do is they would apparently stand bare ass naked at the entrance to the showers. And I shouldn't be laughing. But what they would do is they would make all of the freshmen and underclassmen have to walk through all of the upperclassmen bare ass naked, and then they would start spinning like in place,
like the brushes, like the brushes of a car wash.
Brushes of a car wash. So the freshmen would have to basically just walk through just dicks,
wet,
just helicopter
swinging
dicks.
Yeah,
just swinging dicks to take a shower. And keep in mind, they're taking a shower, so they're bare ass naked. It's just very, very homosexual. It's just like Riley.
Very homoerotic. It's one of those things that you hear about, like in all my time in football, which I think super far, but in all my time in football, you see a lot of dicks, but you never have to touch them quite like that. Jesus Christ.
No.
Like, I don't think I had to touch a single dick to get through football. No. I mean, it's fucking crazy. And
it is.
And, that's just the tip of the iceberg, That's just the thing that really makes you say, what the fuck? But there's so much other stuff.
There was other stuff, too. They had the running where the upperclassmen would punish freshmen if they fucked up in practice or in a game, where they would basically put on purge masks. It would basically jump the freshmen in the locker room. Like 5 or 6 upperclassmen would hold the freshman down against his will, and they would basically just dry hump him in nothing but underwear. And they called that running, and that was a real punishment that they did. And it's
real something.
There was a lot of other stuff too,
there was he was accused of curating a culture of racism, which include forcing players with like certain styles of hair Those styles being usually associated with people of a certain color, not allowing them and like forcing those players to have haircuts, and
Mhm.
be more in line with the quote Wildcat way. Um, yeah, man, Wildcat way involves a lot of dicks.
I mean, Riley, we grew up around football. Like
Yeah,
we both love the sport, obviously. We've been in locker rooms our entire life. Like you know this. I mean, guys are gonna do like some kind of gay shit, like just unironically.
yeah,
Like they're gonna fuck around in the locker room. Like guys are going to do that. But I've never heard of anything to this extent where it's like, holy crap, like that's actually like that's gay.
yeah.
Like
That
that's
is,
not like that's rape.
yeah, that
Like it's
shit's
like
fucked up.
a rape culture.
Yeah, no, it's real fucked up. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, fucking, it's the Wildcat way.
It's
Uh,
so wild. Again, go watch the Northwestern Car Wash.
please go
short.
watch the short, and enjoy it. Some quality content right there.
Leave a comment, like,
So yeah, true.
subscribe, all that
Like, subscribe, enjoy it. Watch it a couple times. Show it to your friends. Share it to them.
Yeah.
Speaking of coaches that got in trouble recently, uh,
shit.
John Harbaugh recently, or sorry,
Jim
Jim,
Harbaugh.
not John. There's two of them.
Sorry,
Fucking
folks. That's the
sucks.
CTE.
Yeah, it is the CT. Jim Harbaugh recently bought a recruit a $2 million cheeseburger. And what I mean by that is he bought a cheeseburger and ended up with a 4-game suspension. Yeah, dude, that shit, especially in the NIL era, like, why the fuck?
Yeah.
Just why? Why the fuck?
It's one of those things where you're just like, why does the NCAA exist? And I say that like as a football coach, like why? Like what the fuck?
Yeah, dude, like, I thought we were
No
past
one
this
likes
shit,
the
dude.
NCAA.
I thought we were past this. Like,
Yeah.
and to put it into context, folks, when Urban Meyer was at Ohio State, there was a scandal that came out where he knew one of his defensive assistants was like legitimately
No, it was
beating.
the wide receiver coach, Zach Smith.
Oh, sorry, yeah, wide receiver coach, you're right.
Yeah.
He found out that he was like legitimately beating the shit out of his wife, like
Yes.
legit domestic assault, and they were allowing it to be covered up essentially.
Yes.
Like, long story
Covered it
short,
up.
there's a lot of fucking whatever around it. But long story short, that's what was happening. And due to that, when that came out, Urban Meyer received a 3-game suspension. Yeah. 3-game suspension. Jim Harbaugh, right now, 4 games for buying a recruit a cheeseburger at a restaurant. What the fuck is the NCAA, dude? Why is it here?
They are an enigma. They are just an entity. That's all they are.
They're fucking something.
Bro, you know what it's like for real?
What?
It's almost like an AI generated thing where it just like puts in just like a bunch of different algorithms for like different outcomes and shit.
Yeah.
That would explain the randomness of it.
It's, you know what it is?
What?
Deep cut. South Park deep cut. It's just,
no.
they just cut the head off a chicken and let it run on a board, and wherever it lands, that's what happens.
Yeah.
That is the economy.
Yeah.
That is the NCAA. They just, every time something happens, like, Jim Harbaugh buys a recruited cheeseburger. Okay, we got to find out what's going on. And fucking 4-game suspension. Okay, this is what it is. I mean, like, yeah, nah, fucking wild. It's absolutely wild. I think we're actively seeing what may lead to the downfall of the NCAA, like just shit like this. I mean, it's been building up for so long with the NIL era, like all that shit, everything that's happening recently. I definitely think we're seeing the foundations of the NCAA start to quake. And, I think another thing that's happening just kind of around the league as a whole, or the NCAA as a whole, is the destruction of the conferences, man. I think that's something really big that's really starting to kind of shake shit up. So the big one that I think the most interesting one right now is kind of the Big 12 and the Pac-12 with it. The Big 12, last year I think it came out that Texas and Oklahoma were going to leave the Big 12 and head to the SEC. So that put the Big 12 in a weird position. They, were no longer 12, and we already have a Big 10. And so, they needed to do something. And so early into this process, they reach out to the Pac-12, and they, have meetings in California, and they're trying to essentially negotiate a merger between the two conferences to become a bigger entity. And essentially, the Pac-12 told the Big 12 to go fuck itself. And in the aftermath of that, the Big 12 really just kind of started trying to snipe. They got Colorado. I think the Pac-12 really got hit when Southern California, USC, and UCLA decided that they were going to leave.
Yes.
That will smack anybody around. Those are two of their bigger names. Colorado currently, probably one of the more drawing schools just because of Dion. Just like that. They're right now just like popular in the news a lot, all that kind of stuff. That school leaving is a big hit for them. It's a crazy time. You're also hearing talks about the ACC dissolving, which I really don't want to happen. I love the ACC.
I love the ACC too, man. I don't want that to happen.
I really don't. Why? I think other conferences should dissolve into it. It's like a better run conference. Like, I don't know. Why are we fucking dissolving one of the good ones?
Like sexual scandals like the Big Ten.
Yo, the Big Ten is fucking horrible, and like, it gets to live. It just keeps getting to live, dude. Like,
I don't know if you saw this, Riley, but so like the whole Northwestern thing. I'm about to get a lot of shit for this, but it's absolutely true. The whole Northwestern thing, it goes back decades. Like they've been saying it's gone back since 2007 at the bare minimum. Like the car wash, all the hazing, everything. The Northwestern athletic director at the time, do you know what his current occupation is?
What is he?
He is the Big Ten commissioner. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
So that just kind of showed you what the Big Ten can potentially be in terms of scandals and shit.
In terms of evil. I mean, there's just so much. Yeah, like fucking the Big Ten is a terrible conference. Just at least the teams in it don't know how to act right a lot of the time.
They don't.
Yeah, like of all the conferences that fail, I hope the ACC doesn't. But you know what? No matter what, the big wheel's going to keep on turning, and we hope to keep getting that college football love. But it's interesting to see the conferences break down, and it'll be very interesting to see how they kind of reemerge in like 10 years. I think we'll look back and it'll almost be entirely different.
We're not going to recognize the sport in 10 years, dude. And that scares the shit out of me because I grew up loving college football.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be the same.
I mean, you know what? It's changed in every era, and we've kept watching and kept enjoying. It's changed so much just in our lifetime, and we're still here. So, it scares you, but it also, it is what it is. Maybe we'll get something crazier on the backside that's even cooler. But I think we're going to polish this episode off with something that's just been cool to watch, and that's the Netflix series Quarterbacks, which follows, in this iteration, it followed Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota through the last season with their respective teams. And
have you finished it yet?
I have not finished all the way, no. But
I'm not going to spoil it for you.
I mean, what are you going to spoil? Oh my God, Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl. No way! Fuck!
No, there's something crazy that happens with Marcus Mariota, and
Oh my God, Marcus Mariota gets benched. No way. Crazy.
He quit on the Falcons, and that was all
I guess that is
documented.
fair. He did
Yeah,
quit.
it was wild. Like he just didn't show up, and they're like, we don't know where he is.
No.
It was crazy.
Oh my God, no, it does get that on. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's gonna be so good. Fuck yeah, I'm excited. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, quarterbacks, great show. Please, folks. More football content if you want to enjoy it. It looks like they did get renewed for a season 2, according to executive producer Peyton Manning, the sheriff, who I did quote in the opening, saying that the quarterback is the best position in football. That's his opening line of the show. Love him.
You know what?
What?
Do you know what his production company name is?
What?
Omaha Productions.
Omaha. He's got to call an audible on that shit. Goddamn. Season 2 does look to feature Sunshine, so I will be tuning in.
It's gonna make you a full-time Jaguars fan.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. Oh yeah, man.
Who else do you want to see on there?
You know what, man? I don't know. It's such an interesting concept. I'd really like to see anyone that would take it. Like I'm willing to look at anyone's POV. And that's just honestly, but Sam Howell would be a good one as like the young gun. Like if we need to bring, because Trevor Lawrence is like the mid. He's been in the league long enough to people like he's got a name. He's kind of set his feet. Sam Howell would be a good young one, and then vet wise, I don't know, man.
I would like to see one of two. I'm like, I would love to see either like a Joe Burrow or a Josh Allen. I don't think they do it.
Yeah.
Like, I think they've already declined it actually. But another guy, and this is just because I really enjoyed the hard knocks of this. What about Jared Goff?
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
Fratty Statty.
Yeah.
Yo, that'd be a good one. Hell yeah. I wonder what his life is like.
It was crazy. Like the thing, and you'll see this as you watch it, but we all kind of knew, like, oh, Patrick Mahomes, like, he's got that dog in him. Like, he's won 2 Super Bowls. We kind of knew that. It's cool to see it, like, up close and really in detail. But the guy that I was really shocked at in a really good way was Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
He came across as really, really likable. Because he's gotten a lot of shit in his career, dude.
Yeah.
Whether it's justified or not.
I mean, he's gotten a lot of shit for just kind of being a bland white guy, and that's what he came off as. He did come off as likable, but he's such a bland white guy. They were playing Christian music at their back fireplace while he was studying plays and his wife was talking about shopping at Target, dog. He's so fucking white. I was almost going to make biscuits and gravy with him, and I already had the fucking sausage and milk. I mean...
Bro, one of my favorite parts that they showed for the Kirk Cousins one was like when it was like all of his like when it was all of his like white guy dad outfits.
Yeah.
And the Twitter responses, my favorite one was, "Yo, Kirk Cousins, he's got that Kohl's cash, bro."
He's got that Kohl's cash. Oh my god, that one was good. Dude, that whole little section, like all the different replies, I just sat there and like fucking, I paused it and was just geeking at all of them.
I know. It
Oh,
was really, really well done, dude. It was really well produced.
Yeah, no. I only hope to be on their level one day. That'd be sick. All right, man. Well, this has been an absolute great episode. I know it's been a while. I'm glad we came back with such a banger.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you to
There's
the
a
folks.
lot more where that came from, dude. Just stay tuned. Please go like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, there's way more to come. On the flip side, the next episode that you see will be different. Dun, dun, dun.
There's a lot of shit that's happening. Dude, we didn't just do nothing for 3 weeks. Well, you and Jasper did, but I didn't.
Yeah, no, yeah. Not all of us did nothing for 3 weeks. All right, man. Well,
we've got some stuff coming. Just
please, folks, like, comment, subscribe, come back, enjoy us as we have enjoyed you. This is the Trash Talk Tailgate, but we got to clean up and head out of here. Peace.